Hi, I'm Giselle Aguiar, the AZ Social Media Liz. Digital marketing is in the midst of another evolution with the eruption of artificial intelligence. AI offers time-saving tools not just for search, but for content creation and marketing planning, and it helps small business owners to be seen and get found. This is the last of a series of three classes. If you missed the last two, the links are in the description below. This one should tie it all together and give you what you need to get your digital marketing off to a good start. So for those of you who don't know me, I've been doing digital marketing for over 30 years. I started in 1995, and that's a flashback picture of me. And I remember when both Google and Yahoo were both born as ways to index websites so people could easily find information. My job back then was to create websites and make sure that they were indexed in Google and Yahoo and the bevy of other lists and directories that existed back then. The objective was to be found when a World Wide Web surfer was looking for what a business had to offer. We called it surfing the web back then. So these are the steps to effective marketing. And if you've seen some of my other videos or read in my blogs, these really haven't changed. Okay, but if you try to skip any of these steps, you're going to come up short. You're going to waste your time, effort, and money and not accomplish what you need to do. So first, clearly define your target market personas, and you can have more than one. Okay, then research. Learn as much as you can about your target, and here's where AI can help. Set SMART goals. So specifically what you want to accomplish and in what length of time. Then develop a strategic plan outlining the strategies to accomplish those goals, then a tactical plan of how you're going to implement the strategy. Then set up, brand, and optimize your website for AISEO or AEO or GEO. Just make it easy for them to find and cite your content. Learn how to properly and effectively use the new time-saving AI tools. Okay, because there each tool, and I'll talk about this in this video. Um, the different tools are good for specific tasks. Like one is good for research, another one is good for creating graphics and videos. Okay, don't use the research one for creating videos because you're not going to get what you need. Okay, then create content, write blog posts, record videos or podcasts, all optimized for the AI bots. Implement, engage, and build a following. Okay, by sharing, not selling, just do it. Get your content out there strategically. Email marketing. Get that set up, a good automation going to nurture sales and entice sales. Then monitor and measure monthly. Check your analytics, insights, and your key performance indicators, your KPI, to see what's working and not working, and adjust your strategic and tactical plans accordingly. And we'll cover this last part in this video also. So this is the magic formula for digital marketing success. And as you will see, everything works together. If you skip a step, it will be like driving a car with three wheels. Okay, so you're not going to get anywhere. So you want to become a trustworthy content magnet for the robots and for humans too. And by the way, that content sits on your website. Then you strategically share that content on social media where your post can be found and grabbed by the AI search bots and Google and potential clients. Google's still in the picture. Okay, so Google hasn't gone anywhere. So content plus social media together give the AI search bots and Google the content they can cite and index, and that will lead to traffic to your website, which should be set up to capture leads with a good call to action. Then have them in some sort of email automation system. Without strategic content and strategic social media posts, the AI bots and Google won't find you, and neither will your potential customers. All right, so you might be familiar with Google's EEAT or EAT, and it was created by Google a few years ago. But the AI search engines are looking for more. So the folks at CaliCube added an N and a second T to bolster the credibility signals humans send to their audience and to Google. So CaliQ defines, um, first one is notability. So they define notability as having enough impact in a particular field for a specific audience to warrant recognition. It's not notoriety or being an influencer. Okay, it's just knowing what you know and you're good at it, you're good at expressing it, you're good at putting content out there. Experience. Now, this is something AI can't provide. It's your personal experience on a subject. Show firsthand practical involvement with a topic. Then expertise, possessing a high level of knowledge or skill in a particular field or industry. Authority. And the new key phrase is entity or topical authority. Authority is no longer a score, it's a presence. Okay. Then trustworthiness, the reliability, accuracy, and safety of the content, the site, or the author. Can this information be trusted? Are you a trusted source? Are you legit? Remember this, it's important. This is what both Google and the AI bots look for, as well as potential customers. In fact, this is a huge issue right now. The searcher doesn't know who to trust. And that's where transparency comes in. That means you have to be transparent in your about page and on your website and your social media profiles. No more hiding behind avatars or fake names. If you're legit, you need to show who's behind the brand. Ultimately, it's about getting your expertise out there. Oh, that we have your website. Okay. You want to build your website for the human user, but formatted with the AI answer engine in mind. So you have the user interface. This is usually your homepage, okay, with information about your business and so forth. Then you've got the user experience. Okay, so which has your whole page and the whole website needs to be easy to navigate. You should have an internal search function. So if somebody wants more information on a certain topic, they can go search for it. Don't make people think and don't make people work for what you want them to do. Call to action, okay? A bad UX will cost you sale. So your homepage content should be long enough to clarify who you are, what you do, where you're located if you're local, your value proposition, what visitors should do next. These visitors should leave satisfied, not overwhelmed or underwhelmed, and absolutely not confused. Put yourself in your target shoes and think of the UX and UI for your business. Before you start doing anything, you have to clearly define your target market niche. You can have more than one target audience. Are you business to business? And your main targets are other businesses, but you still have to deal with people in the business. So, who is the decision maker in the company? This person becomes your consumer. What's their size, location, goals, objectives? What's their main service or product? Most importantly, what is their problem or pain point that you're going to solve? How are you going to make their lives easier, more productive, or successful? As for social media, reach them on LinkedIn and X with Facebook as a secondary network, unless you want to do targeted paid ads. B2C is business to consumer. Your main customer is the average consumer who would buy your products or hire your services. You can have more than one persona. What are their interests, desires, wants, and needs? What are their pain points? Reach them on Facebook, Instagram, and Pinterest. And you should have a presence on LinkedIn for trust and credibility. A company can have both B2B and B2C targets. Now consider what percentage is business to consumer so you can split your marketing efforts accordingly. Also consider what part of your business you want to boost. Who's your perfect customer? If they walked in the door right now, what would they look like? Married, single, age, not an age bracket, male or female, income, kids, educated, etc. Most importantly, what are their pain points that your product or service is going to alleviate? What problems are you going to solve? So your perfect potential customer in this diagram is the sweet spot in the middle. They have to have a need, be interested in learning or finding what you have to offer, and they have to be able to afford to buy it. Secondary markets have two of the three characteristics, and those need a little bit more selling, like convincing someone that they need your product or service, negotiating on price, or getting people interested and motivated. And that's where your blog content comes in, educating your prospect. This image is from a conductor webinar I attended that explains how you need to think like your target. First is the persona. Who is searching? Define your target niche. Then what are they searching for? That's your topic of expertise. And why are they searching for it? What's their pain point? What problem are they trying to solve? And how soon do they need it solved? So your first step is define your target market. If you try to reach everyone, you'll reach no one. So I've got the workbook for you to help you get started. So you can scan this QR code. Hit pause right now, scan the QR code, or the link is also in the um, description below. And you'll get on my email list and download the workbook. Next question is, what makes you unique? What's your USP? So that stands for unique selling proposition. What makes you different from everyone else? The searcher, how can you help me? What's in it for me? Can you alleviate my pain point? Do you have a solution to my problem? Then you have to figure out, what are they asking? What are the free, you think frequently asked questions? Okay, that's similar to that, but it's a little bit different. So what you want to do is you want to ask ChatGPT, Gemini, and Perplexity what the top 5 questions your target audience specific is asking about your pain point, your problem, your entity, what it is you have to offer, or even your business. Put your name in there. Then ask each one, what's the next logical question the target might ask for each of these. Now, if you've noticed, if you've played around with the chat bots, that after you ask the first question, it prompts you to keep going. It asks you like 3 other questions. Would you like, if you say, what's the I'm planning a trip to Boston at the end of August. What kind of clothing should I be taking? And you give your description of who you are and so forth, and then it gives you a list of things that you should take. And then the next one is, would you like me to book a restaurant for you, or a hotel, or do you want a list of places to see in Boston? And so it prompts you to keep going. Okay, so you have to think like your target audience and what the next prompt is going to be. Okay, so if you think, if that trip to Boston, the hotels want to be in there, so you want to have good reviews, or and you want to have good reviews of your restaurant. So you've got to think the next step, the next question, what they're going to ask. Then you take all these answers and upload them to Claude or Notebook LM and ask it to merge them, then create and compose frequently asked questions. So then you take those frequently asked questions and add your personal meat to it, your opinions, your experience, your expertise. Okay, so that's how it works. So where does AI draw their information from? Where are they looking? So they look from your website, okay, your YouTube videos, LinkedIn articles. And I have a video on LinkedIn also that's in my YouTube channel. So you need to check out what's important about LinkedIn there. Customer reviews, interviews, Reddit discussions, local business profiles, that's your Google Business Profile and other local listings, news coverage, structured business information. Okay, and so how to answer the frequently asked questions. So large language models, the AI bots, look for higher information density. For instance, weak coffee maker, too generic. Strong semi-automatic espresso machine, that's high density. Avoid fluff or flowery language. Be explicit and consistent. Name the entity, your topic. State the relationship, what it does. Preserve the conditions, context that makes the statement true. Include specific, verifiable details rather than fluff. Okay. In other words, there's no such thing as too much information in AI search. Information, not fluff. However, be careful on platforms like Quora and Reddit so that you don't post the same thing over and over again because you will be kicked out for spamming. I know it's frustrating. You get asked the same questions, but you need to vary your answers so you don't sound spammy to their algorithms. You want to share content with substance, not an empty shell, hence the nutshell. For example, a revolutionary platform makes managing your team easier than ever. It's affordable and comes with great support. Now that tells me nothing. Never mind the AI search bot. Versus the Acme Enterprise Plan entity improves benefit cross-functional project tracking specifics for teams over 100 people. Target, condition, pain point. Starting at $24.99 per user. That's data. Okay. See the difference? That's a techie example, but you get the idea. Be specific. And this would apply to your marketing posts on social media platforms. Now, here's a local example. So, did a search for best massage therapist in Phoenix. So, you get the typical three pack and the map, but you want to narrow it down to your neighborhood. So, you're going to say either near me or in downtown Phoenix, or within 15 miles of me or something like that. Then you want to narrow down the type of massage. Okay, you could get medical deep tissue massage. You can state the pain point, relaxing spa treatment, sports for injury, or hot stone. Okay, what this is implying is that your content needs to be very specific for the AI chatbot to bring it up. It needs to match. Really get into your target market shoes and think about what they will search for. How are they going to word it? In fact, any business in health and wellness needs to write about symptoms and then how they can help alleviate the actual pain points. If you want to guarantee a top spot, pay for it or have a lot of good 4 and 5 star Google reviews. Let's keep talking local. Google Maps and Google Business Profile. Okay, this is for local brick and mortars. Okay, your first line should be the street number and name. Okay, then put the suite number in the second line. You must have street address signage. For service area businesses or SABs, you want to hide your address if you don't want to come up in Google Maps. It's a home-based business. Okay, if you don't have a an office space or a brick and mortar space, you're going to have to hide your business. And this may hurt local rankings. Okay, so this is for home addresses, shared workspaces, co-working spaces inside another business. I had a client who was a massage therapist in Tucson, and she was inside of another business, but she did not have outside signage. So we tried to set up a Google business page, and we got, oh, this is a duplicate because that address was already taken by her landlady, and her landlady would not allow her to put her own signage outside. So she had to move. And so then she had to explain to Google that she now moved, she has her own address, she has a suite number and all this stuff. So, and it took her a while doing videos and back and forth and everything to get listed in Google Maps. Yeah. Okay. Um, and um, and post regularly. Add pictures and encourage reviews. If you have events, put them in there. If you have special offers, put those in there. And so you want a static Google Business Profile doesn't work anymore. It's not set it up and forget it. You've got to keep it in there. Make sure your holiday hours are correct on there. If you're going to be closed, when you're for a holiday or for whatever reason, you need to update your Google Business Profile. Then we've got Ask Maps. Okay, so this is a new AI-powered conversational Google Maps features that lets users ask for personalized recommendations directly on the map, and it's based on Google reviews. Okay, so 2026 local ranking factors. Okay, for local search, you still want to rank. So you're by your primary Google Business Profile category, the proximity of the address to the searcher's location, the keywords in the Google Business Profile business title, physical address in city search, business hours. Is it open at the time of search? Address is showing on Google Business Profile, not a service area business. And additional Google Business Profile categories. Then you also want to know where you stand. Now, obviously, if you're a startup, brand new, you're unknown, and that means you have a lot of work to do. So please book a free discovery call with me so we can discuss your goals, objectives, and options. Now, if you've been online for a while, you'll want to know this. Okay, so first, list three top questions your ideal customer would ask an AI agent when searching for what you have to offer. Run each query in the incognito mode on ChatGPT, Perplexity, and Google Gemini. The reason you want to use all three is that you don't know which your target is using. Why incognito? So the tool doesn't go by your past searches and browsing history. And then note whether your brand is mentioned, which competitors show up instead, and what sources are cited. And the next question that the search bot is prompting you to go. It's nudging you to go, keep going. Videos, videos, and more videos. So videos and animations. You can see this is okay. Got that started. So this was one of my clients from way back when, and so the really cool thing about this is the sound of the stuff breaking. Okay, so that was the key thing when in their videos. So videos and animations are more eye-catching than still photographs or graphics. So have fun. So storytelling. Explain your benefits in the first 15 seconds. Make them eye-catching, especially the first few seconds. Fun, nostalgic, and comfort. Use captions. Don't rely on the automated ones. A customer testimonials. Be specific with why they sought your product or service, how you or your product helped them. Don't forget audio. A voiceover makes it more personable, and music can add emotion. Upload them everywhere. So, vertical videos, TikTok, YouTube Shorts, and Reels. Now, all videos uploaded into Instagram or Facebook are considered Reels, whether they're horizontal or vertical. LinkedIn, upload up to 15 minutes long. On X, short, under 2 minutes, unless you upgrade to the Pro plan, and that's $8 a month. So remember, you're still trying to reach the human customer. The key to catching the AI bots is not so much the video, but the description or the social media post or caption. Remember, YouTube is still owned by Google, and YouTube videos appear in roughly 16% to 30% of AI overviews, depending on the query, making it the number one most cited domain overall. So, in other words, do videos. Oh, and live demonstrations. Forgot to have one more. Live demonstrations. And yeah, these are, I mean, whatever fits your business. Each business is different. Live demonstrations, but I work for your business. Like my business. Well, I sometimes do computer demonstrations. It's easy for me to do those voiceovers. All right, quality over quantity. Don't forgo quality for quantity. Create at least one good quality blog article a week rather than more frequent, sloppy, low quality ones solely written by AI. They are flagging those, and those get demoted. So you need to put your neat in there, your experience, okay? And that goes same for videos and graphics. Okay, now I for blog hero images or the featured images and blog posts, I use AI for those. It just saves a ton of time. And Google Flow used to be Google Nano Banana. They do really well. And I have a picture in 5 minutes. And it's okay if it's AI. That's not my main content. My content is still my blog post. So it's important, to determine what is going to, um, how you're going to use AI. But then you have to put your own meat in there. You need to put your own experience, your own expertise in there, and your own authority. Okay, this is no time to be lazy. Okay, the AI tools can save you a ton of time, and once you learn how to use the right tools for the right things. I'll get to that in a minute. So, and if you're going to do it well, or don't do it at all. Proofread, check spelling and grammar. Does it make sense? Does it look good? Does it enhance your personal or company image? A lot of times when you have, sometimes when I'm asking AI to research an article for me, I have to go in there because it's repeating the same thing when it's not needed. Okay, so you've got to go in there and you've got to edit it. You can't just have AI, spit it out and then you just publish it the way it is. You can't. That's going to ruin your reputation. It's not going to work. And there is a lot of content out there, so you do need to stand out. AI can make mistakes. I caught it the other day, and I go, oh, I'm sorry, you're wrong, and I corrected it. You don't want funky text or people with six fingers or disjointed limbs. It's all reflecting your company's image. Crafting your message. So you know who you're trying to reach. Now you have to craft the message. So these tips will help no matter what type of content you're creating. You want an enticing headline to catch your target's eye. Grab their attention with an intriguing headline. The first paragraph in a blog or the first 15 seconds of a video or podcast need to keep the attention of the reader, the viewer, or the listener. Outline the benefits. What are they going to learn or enjoy if they consume the whole piece? How are you going to solve their problem? Nothing is worse than clickbait, so you want to always deliver on the headline. Okay, and the worst thing is if you click on a headline and it's not what you expect, and that hurts you in every way possible. There's stuff following it. Right for your audience. You're the expert, they're not. Okay, unless you're in the tech industry or a medical industry and you're talking to your peers. Okay, but provide the knowledge that your audience wants or needs. Share, don't sell. Don't sound too salesy. You've got their attention. What do you want them to do next? Here's where that enticing offer comes in, the call to action. And always put a call to action at the end of your blog, your video, or your podcast, or in the middle of it. Doesn't matter. So, how do you earn AI recommendations? So, the content needs to be owned, human written. The niche, exclusive, neat content that your competitors don't have. Your key product and solution pages need to cover clearly who is the product or service for, how is it used or how does it work, the specific pain points, the problem that it relieves or helps, core benefits, what's in it for the consumer. Publish proof that buyers and AI tools can verify. Those are reviews and recommendations, testimonials, user-generated content, and you got to put it out there. Yeah, I just finished doing fixing a YouTube channel for a client, and I discovered great testimonials in there. And so I said, well, you need to put a blog post on this because you don't have a blog post on this particular topic. And she's got a great testimony. You can just base it on what this girl said, so and I set up all the testimonial videos on one of the pages of her website. So people could go in there, and so when they search the website, those will come up. How fast the AI bots cite content. Okay, so Perplexity remains the fastest citation engine, and its search first architecture continuously pulls from live web sources and attributes information with inline citations. For brands focused on rapid discovery and visibility, Perplexity is currently one of the most important platforms to watch. Okay, so Perplexity is very good for research. ChatGPT search continues expanding its use of web citations through Bing. That's Microsoft to Bing. This creates a major opportunity many companies overlook. While most SEO teams remain obsessed with Google, Bing is increasingly influencing AI-driven discovery and brand visibility. You know, Bing Copilot is run by ChatGPT. That's ChatGPT, basically. So um, um, so they've got a partnership going that you can't ignore. So go to Bing Webmaster Tools, and they've got a thing called Microsoft Clarity that actually you can put, add as a plugin for a WordPress website, and you can actually it'll actually help you to be seen by the AI search bots by ChatGPT in specific. Okay, Grok is becoming a serious contender for real-time information. Its integration with X gives it a unique advantage for breaking news, trending topics, product launches, and fast-moving conversations. It is great for research. Okay. Um, it is. I talked to a gal the other day, and she says I keep creating videos, but it keeps adding stuff I don't want. And I'm like, what tool are you using? Grok. I'm like, oh, that's why. You should be on Canva if you want to do videos, or use Google Vids, Google Flow, you know. And so Grok is not a tool for graphics. Okay, Grok is a tool for information. Okay, for the latest news, for statistical data, maybe, you know. So it's like because it focuses it X is their first platform for information. So it's not a creative tool. Claude is more creative than Grok is. Okay, so that's okay. Then Google. Okay, Google AI overviews leverage Google's massive index, but citation behavior varies heavily by query type. Traditional SEO fundamentals still play a critical role in determining visibility. And then finally, it's Claude. Claude cites less frequency than most competitors, but when it does, it often favors authoritative research-driven sources. Claude is great for marketing messages. Whatever reason, it was created for creators. It's a creative tool. So they've got what's called skills that can help create you create LinkedIn um, hooks. You can create LinkedIn posts or social media posts, and it'll keep prompting you for more. You know, so so it's like I could teach you how to do this, and I can give you some of these skills. You book a one-on-one consult with me. Okay, without a plan written out, you will be overwhelmed. So start with SMART goals on what you want to accomplish with your content marketing in the next 30 days. Do them month to month. The strategic plan is how you're going to accomplish these goals. The tactical plan is detailing, that's the strategic plan. The tactical plan is detailing how you're going to implement the strategy. Basically, it's your to-do list. Okay, so and this is going to be different for each business. Okay, I'm usually talking to solopreneurs. Okay, one person, you know, running their business, whatever it is. Okay, maybe it's a small business owner with a few employees, but you need to figure out what are you going to delegate? How are you going to get this stuff done? Then, so this is simplified plan outline of what I usually produce for a client when they hire me to do a marketing plan for them. So first, product and services offered. So unique selling proposition, what makes you different from whoever else is selling similar products or services. Okay, what pain points or problems do you solve? And then your overall goals and objectives and SMART goals. Okay, for instance, I want to earn so much money by the end of 2026. That means I need to sell, acquire, or close these number of sales a month. So, who are your main competitors? So, list websites, main offers, social media, blogs. How often do they polish, publish content? You see, I'm not an AI person doing this. I'm a real person. I make mistakes, you know. So it's like Okay, ask AI for ideas on what you need to do to beat them. Okay, this is my competitor. He has, he posts on Facebook every day. He does this and that or whatever, whatever. What do I need to do to beat them? Then your website structure and follow up. So your calls to action. Okay, I met with a gal the other day, and I go, you need to put your call to action like in between your sections on your website, because once you scroll down, your call to action that's at the top just disappears. So you want to have those calls to action, make it easy for people to do what you want them to do. Your email automation, your content marketing strategy, and your content marketing tactical plan to-do list. You're going to want to schedule stuff out. Don't post erratically on social media. Have a posting schedule, and your analytics and insights will tell you when the optimum time to post is for each network. Ask Claude to take the results of the frequently asked questions and compose social media posts for each of the networks you've determined so that your target markets uses the networks you've determined that your target market uses the most. And you'll feel less overwhelmed when you have a clear marketing plan. You'll be surprised by how easy it is to develop one with the AI tools. And I use a scheduling tool called Sendable. I am a Sendable affiliate, and the link will be my in the description below. All right. Make sure your Google Analytics is set up properly on your website, and this will tell you what's working and not working. So you want to see how many pages did they view, new visitors versus returning. Where do they come from? How long did they stay? What queries did they use to find you? Then the demographics. Are you reaching the right target? The most popular posts or pages, create more of these. Where you come up in search is another one. Social media insights and analytics. Now, Google Analytics can actually now track your social media usage and where they're coming from and so forth. Now, I can help you get this set up since each business is different. By the way, I'm planning to get certified on Google Analytics next month, so get on my email list to be noticed, to get a notice on my special introductory rate on analyzing your analytics. And the link is below in the results or in the description. All right. What if your efforts don't work? You're trying, you think you're doing everything right, but your analytics are telling you that something's not working. Worse, you're not getting conversions. We're taking into consideration that you've identified your target markets, have done your research, and are working on the right networks. So first of all, you need to identify the problem. If you're getting reach and impressions, but they're not clicking through, then it's the wrong message or the wrong audience. So these are for both your social ads, your paid, and your organic or non-paid posts. So the people are seeing your stuff, but they're not clicking through. Okay. If you're ranking in Google search results, but searchers aren't clicking through to your site, then it's your meta description. If you're getting clicks on your website, but people aren't converting from a visitor to a lead or a sale, then it could be several different things on your website. And then we got one more that you're not even ranking on Google, period. Google's not seeing you anymore. Oh, what happened? So scenario one, social reach and impressions, but no clicks. So people are seeing your ads or your organic posts on social media, but they're not clicking on the links and they're not engaging, liking, sharing, or commenting. The problem could be the message doesn't match the audience. So you have the right message to the wrong audience, the wrong message to the wrong audience, the wrong message to the right audience, but you want the right message to the right audience. Okay, so the fix, you need to look at your insights. Each of your social media networks offers analytics or insights. Study them. Who are your followers? Look at demographics, age, gender, location, etc. What types of posts got the most engagement, likes, shares, clicks, or comments? If you try to reach everybody, you'll get nobody. Craft the right message to the right audience. Be very specific when using AI to craft the message. Tell them exactly who you're trying to reach. Go back to your research. Really get to know your target audience and make sure that any images you're using reflect them. And I do when I do blog article images for my client. They're trying to reach people, like most specifically is women over 40. So I tell it, okay, so I want the picture of a woman. I don't even, and it just gives me a good picture. So it's like I'm very, very impressed with the Google image creators. Um, the better message. Okay, so not everyone is a good writer, and that's okay. That's where the AI tools come in. So here's some tips. Use action words, commands, like learn more rather than visit website. Create a sense of urgency, fear of missing out. Only a few left in stock, limited time offer, limited to 50 participants, then only 10 spots left. So and then your benefits. So remember the searcher is thinking, what's in it for me? And your unique selling proposition, what makes you different? In the end, if you don't feel you're a good writer or creative enough, you might want to hire a copywriter or cautiously use AI. And Claude is recommended for composing marketing messages. Scenario two. Oh, by the way, I do copywriting. That's kind of my thing. So here, you're coming up in the search engine's results for the right keywords, or those are impressions, but people are not clicking through to your website. You have a low click-through rate. So this data point comes from the Google Search Console, and it will tell you what you're ranking for and what your click rate is and your average position. So the culprit here is bad or missing meta description. So you can use Google Gemini to analyze your Search Console data using Google Sheets, upload the data, sort it, and ask Gemini to give you the average click-through rate. And you can even ask what it suggests for you to add to your content marketing to improve the results. And one of these things fix your and optimize your meta tag. Okay, so this helps the searcher decide if your website has what they're looking for. So notice the featured image doesn't appear there anymore. However, um, the featured image does show up when a page is shared on social media. What shows here is your favicon, which is the little tiny icon that's on the top of your page. Okay, so you want to look at your SEO title, which could be different than the blog title itself. And then the meta description. So the description written for the human searcher, 2 to 3 sentences, 150 to 160 characters is optimum. Scenario three, website clicks, but no sales or conversion. In this scenario, you're getting clicks to your website, but you have no sales or conversions. That is, visitors are not doing what you want them to do once they land on your website. So fixing the problem. Well, your website is ugly or it doesn't function as it should. It's a bad UX. The landing page is too distracting. The call to action is not clearly visible. Bad text copy that doesn't lead a visitor into a conversion. Lack of trust, security, or credibility. Or there's no follow-up. So this is a main problem, no follow-up. So this is a quick review of how it all works together. And the content shared on social media, picked up by the AI bots in Google, and which leads your potential clients to your website. You have the call to action, but you cannot forget the email follow-up. That's where warm and hot leads fall through the cracks. And not everyone who visits your websites is ready to buy on their first visit. Now, scenario four is a relatively new one. So, do you have the new trendy I'm not a robot security page on your site? Well, I have a broken link checker on my website. Many times the link that their checker bot can't access in a few seconds, they report it as broken. And when I go to manually check it, it turns out that they have this not a robot page. If the link checker bot can't see your page in a few seconds, Google and the good AI answer engines can't either. It's not worth it. So the fix, you want to look at your you want to test your Core Web Vitals. The link is in the description. Test for page loading speed. So you want to see good, which is a 50 plus. Remove any instant pop-ups or bot tester pages immediately. Reduce the size of images on your home page. Make sure the call to action is at the top. Everything should be optimized. So this 38 failing score was for a client of mine. And I did just two adjustments on her website, and I was able to flip the numbers to 83. I removed an image from the mobile site. I removed the blog articles from the bottom on mobile. So did not affect desktop because desktop was okay. But mobile is a whole different other story. So visitors can still get to the blog via the menu, so I didn't alter functionality. The main thing on mobile in her case is call to book an appointment. Hey, that's the main thing, and that's there. And so but they want to be able to see her services. So that's the main thing on the homepage. So, but this is huge. Now, if you want, you can test your site. The links in the description. If you want me to test it for you and check other things. But this is why it matters. Okay, Google still has over 86% of U.S. searches when compared to search and social media. AI chatbots still don't have a significant piece of the pie. Nevertheless, their use is growing quickly. Then both LinkedIn and Facebook are rolling out AI-powered search within their respective apps. And that makes your profile content as well as your social media post content very relevant. So weigh your options. You might want to consider to outsource your content creation if you have the budget. How much is your time worth? So this is the first step. Clearly define your target market, and I've got the workbook to help you get started. Scan the QR code, get on my email list, and download the workbook. Thanks for watching, and hope to talk to you soon.